So today you've asked for more Ford Explorer videos, and I know I've been spending a lot of time on this Dodge Charger and the Hemi swap, which I finally got in and running and test drove it. Just a few things to figure out on that. But for this video, we're going back to the Ford Explorer. And I've had this annoying pop, rattle, vibration, whatever you want to call it, in the vehicle for a couple months now, and I couldn't diagnose what it was. Sometimes it sounded like it was in the front, sounded like it was in the back. It would have a rattle. I've had it up on lift a couple times. Could not find what this noise was because I kept looking at the front of the vehicle. And I'm going to show you what it ended up being. And it's pretty obvious what the problem is and why the noise kept moving around. And I'll show you the parts that I used, and we're going to fix this thing up really quick. But it ended up being in the back. So here we go. All right, so as I was trying to diagnose where the noise was coming from, I came back here and I started looking at my sway bar and everything, thinking, well, maybe it's an end link broke or something. And this all looked fine, top and bottom. But I want you to look up in here through the frame and the hold down here. If you'll notice, you already see my hand in the way, but there's a piece of rubber here at the top and there's nothing on the bottom. I can literally put my finger through there. So that's metal to metal contact here on the bottom. And I thought, okay, easy enough, the bushing's just destroyed. I'll get this whole piece here and we'll fix that. And then I came around to this side thinking this one, maybe this one's okay. And if you look in there, there is nothing in there. See there? That bar goes through absolutely nothing. There's no rubber at all there. It's completely gone. So that explains why I had all this noise front and rear and side to side, and also why the vehicle started handling kind of funny. Not extremely bad, but you could notice when you go to back up, you'd hear a little kind of pop or bump or something, and then the road and a bump, you could feel the rear end kind of wiggle a little bit more than normal. And it's got brand new struts and springs all the way around, new control arms and all back here, so it should be really tight, and normally it is, but this explains a lot. So to get to it, we have to undo the end links here to take tension off everything. There's basically two studs there. You take the nuts off, and that's pretty much it. Take the nuts off, get the sway bar into the rubber bushing, then you bolt everything back down. So I'll show you some of the parts here. To fix it, these are the parts you need. It comes two in a box. The part number is a Dorman 928532. It's called a sway bar bushing kit. And this is what comes in there. We'll open this up for your viewing entertainment. But this is what it should look like. See how that's got the bushing goes all the way through. So yeah, now it's a simple fact of putting this on. Now you'll notice, well, how am I supposed to get this on? Well, it's easy. You just basically pull this rubber out of the metal like so, and you notice there's a split in it. So you basically open this up like that and slide that over the sway bar. Once you get it in place, then you basically put this metal collar over top like this, and then bolt the hardware down. Now, you can reuse your original hardware if it's not too rusty or in bad shape, or they give you new hardware here. And what this does, this actually clips in to give you a stud to mount everything to on the bottom part, and then this hooks onto it like so. So anyway, follow along. I'm gonna put this in real quick, and it'll fix the rear end. It'll make the suspension tighter and handle better, and it'll get rid of that annoying pop noise that I've been hearing. So again, most of you want to know about the Explorer. You like Explorer videos. It's just a really good vehicle. I've done some maintenance stuff to it. I've done some cosmetic stuff to it, but I drive this just about every day when my wife's not driving it, and it's been a great vehicle. I've had it over 2 years now, and just the normal wear and tear stuff. This is just the original bushings. They're from 2003, so they're 18, almost 19 years old now, and they just wore out and literally fell out of one side and the other half's about fell out. So, okay, here we go. All right, so spray a little PB blaster in there on it, and it's a 15 millimeter. Fortunately, I can't get a socket on it, but a wrench fits right on it. A gear wrench is your friend here. You can just use a gear wrench and back those right off. I'll save you watching this and I'll show you what it's on. Lines up on it here, like that. And that pops right off. Pop that off, see there? And then what's left of this rubber bushing, which is pretty funny here. I think there's some more of it back here. Yep. Get the rest of this out. It's clearly, yeah, just falling apart here. But there's the rest of the bushing. That thing is just old and dry rotted. Look at this. Just tears right apart. Anyway, so now we'll put the new ones in, and we'll get the other side loose, so we'll put them both in at the same time, and then we'll tighten everything down. But I might try to reuse these factory studs because they're actually good shape. Okay, on to the other side. Alright, so before we put these bushings in, I want to lube them up a little bit. So I got this disc brake caliper lube just because I got it hanging around. It's either that or bearing grease, so I like this because it's a little thicker. So we're going to rub that all around the inside and the outside of this before we put it back in there. So take this, we're going to put on the inside here like that, because we don't want any kind of squeaking and noises if we can help it. See there? Alright, so that's on the inside there on both sides for the bar to roll around on and be all greased up. And then, once we get this actually on the bar, before we slap this on, I'll put this all over the top, and that just helps it from making any squeaking noise or whatever. Alright, so now let's put this bad boy in. I did loosen the links here, so I can move this around. See how I can get up in there. That just makes it a lot easier. And now we're gonna try to slap these on like so. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Kind of tough. Nope, I did it. All right, so get that on. Put it right there, somewhere about center way there. See, it's on there. Now we'll take our bracket here, and I'm going to go ahead and grease it up. We're just going to go down to the rubber bushing. Just because it's good practice to have a little extra grease like that. All right, we got our grease. And now we're gonna put this back on. It's gonna slide back up in here like this. Get it on there. All right, you gotta squeeze them a little bit because the studs try to move a little bit on there, but we'll get those on there. Then we'll take our nuts here and we'll put those back on like that. All right, and now that we got that started, we'll go do the other side before we tighten everything down. But you can see the flat end goes toward the bottom of the frame, the round end goes toward the top. Pretty self-explanatory. All right, I got the top sleeve on it. I got the nut started. And now I'm going to basically tighten everything up. All right, got the top one. That one's tight. Just tightening this one down. Just a little slow going in here, but we're getting there. Now we're tightening up the sway bar. Got our sway bar tight. Got our mount in there. I'm gonna take a rag and wipe off all the PB blaster that ran down on the bar. But it's all in there ready to go now. So there's the sway bar tight, and I'll wipe off all the excess grease and put the wheels and tires back on it and get this thing on the ground. We're good to go. And that's it. Bushings are installed. Easy enough mod to do. Just a little bit of your afternoon. It's nice if you have a lift, obviously. But if you don't, you can do it on the floor with jack stands. Other than that, till next time, don't have a lot of mods to talk about, but going over the Explorer 03 XLT, removed the roof rack, tinted the windows, put these filler plates over top, which are shiny, which take care of the faded look. Comes with those pieces in this one. The 20-inch Adrenaline wheels, which came on the 08 to 10 or 11 Ford Explorer Sport Track. And those are Nitto TQ tires. I believe those are 255 50 by 20. Blacked out headlights and billet grille. It already had this bug deflector on it, which serves two purposes. One, keep bugs from hitting the windshield supposedly, but two, some of these years had a problem with the paint starting to come apart, and mine was no different, and this basically hides that. So a little cloak and dagger hide behind the scenes. And of course it's got a backup camera, a nicer radio, Bluetooth enabled, and but that's it. It's a great daily driver. Just needs a few little maintenance items here and there from time to time. And other than that, these are really good vehicles. So hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more in the future.